Supreme Court overturns contempt conviction of Akwatia MP Ernest Kumi. My Joy Online. Supreme Court has overturned the contempt conviction of Ernest Kumi, New Patriotic Party, NPP, Member of Parliament for Akwatia in the Eastern Region. The conviction was previously handed down by the Koforidua High Court. In a ruling delivered on Wednesday, June 11, the Apex Court also nullified the execution of a bench warrant that had been issued against the legislator. The bench warrant, authorized by Justice Emmanuel Senio Amity, followed Mr. Kumi's conviction for contempt. However, the Supreme Court's latest decision bars Justice Amity from proceeding to sentence the MP in relation to the matter, effectively ending any punitive action under the original ruling. The judgment was passed by a 4-1 majority, with Justice Gabriel Scott Pwamang, who presided over the panel, registering the sole dissenting opinion. The majority decision was upheld by Justices Henrietta Mensah-Bonsu, Ernest Gaywu, Henry Kofi, and Ajay Frimpong. Related to this story, Supreme Court allows Trump to revoke legal status for 500,000 migrant CJ removal saga. The consequences of our actions lie ahead of us, says upon Akroma suspended CJ's injunction application unanimously dismissed by Supreme Court. Supreme Court unanimously strikes out suspended CJ's supplementary affidavit. Speaker refers Muhammad 7. Supreme Court nominees to Appointments Committee. Only you can stop this assault on judicial independence. CJ begs Supreme Court to halt impeachment process. CJ Torkernu may not survive her impeachment process. Amanda Clinton. The process to remove CJ lawful but not just. Amanda Clinton. Full ruling of Supreme Court's dismissal of Vincent Asafua's injunction application against CJ's removal process. Adudzi Temeklo welcomes suspended CJ's application for injunction, says it's refreshing.
Because this letter has been signed by an entity described as the family of Ken Ofori-Atta. It has not been signed by any identified person as a name who perhaps is signing for and on behalf of the family. It is signed off as family of Ken Ofori-Atta, and even the heading also bears the same description. But our sources did indicate to us that this indeed is from the family of Ken Ofori-Atta, except it doesn't have a name to it. We don't know why. Perhaps they know why they did so. But one of the key issues they are contending with, which they are particularly not happy about, is the listing of the former finance minister on the Interpol Red Notice. And we just did a quick check just to be sure that that notice is still on the website. And this is a live page from the Interpol website. Yeah. It still indicates that the former finance minister is still being listed as a wanted person.
He's still there?
Yes, so he's still in there. When you click on it, then you see the details as they have been there. So nothing really has changed about it.
Right.
And this is one of the key things that the family is contending with. They are not happy. They are accusing the office of the special prosecutor of very serious matters, including a possibility of having manipulated evidence to procure a warrant, which you said is dated on the 11th of February for the arrest of the former finance minister. They also accuse the office of the abuse of administrative powers. And they go on to recount what all that has happened between the office of the special prosecutor and then Ken Ofori-Atta in relation to their correspondence as to how to fix a meeting date and the insistence of the office of the special prosecutor on an in-person appearance for interrogation in respect of some matters that the OSP has listed. They also go ahead to recount what they say has been an act of good faith in respect of Ken's conduct in relation to investigations. They make reference to a extrajudicial investigation. They make reference to the parliamentary censure and the like.
Let's see.
So let's get into the specific details. And yes, so this is in respect of the Interpol Red Notice, which they want a withdrawal of same. And there are reasons for saying so or wanting that to be granted is to the effect that they are of the view that the office of the special prosecutor has engaged in what they describe as a deliberate suppression and manipulation of evidence. And this they will explain as relates to the warrant of arrest, which they say the OSP has procured. They say the court record does not show that it was procured regularly, for which reason they suspect a suppression and manipulation of evidence in that regard. They also deem all that has happened so far a violation of the human rights of Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, and this is a matter that they've indicated is before the human rights courts in Accra here. Judgments in relation to this will be given on June 18, and they are expected that to the effect that the matters that are going to be determined in this case has to do with the first time that the Office of the Special Prosecutor had described or declared Ken Ofori-Atta as a wanted person, and hoping that a judgment will be given. That hope that, the Office of the Special Prosecutor will hasten slowly for that judgment to be given.
Until the determination of that case.
Yes, but they say that he has again been redeclared as a wanted person. They think that is a violation of his rights. They also talk about disregard of judicial processes and denial of due process, and this, they explain, has to do with the fact that they've served the courts some of the medical reports and the letter from the Mayo Clinic where the former finance minister is said to be receiving medical treatment on the court and that of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, and that was not taken into consideration in the disregard by the OSP to consider whether or not to grant him a request of a video interview instead of an in-person, as has been insisted on by the Office of the Special Prosecutor. In that regard, they think it's a disregard of the judicial proceedings and denial of due process. They also talk about a breach of administrative injustice that has been meted out to the former finance minister. After they don't end there, now they've listed some things that they say are missteps of the OSP. And these are matters that they've complained of. And there are things that they want to bring to the attention of the public, that what the OSP is doing is not right in their view. Now they are saying that they are of the view that the OSP is using the office for vendetta and political persecution. Again, they say that there's a deliberate suppression of evidence that I've explained in what context they use that. The third also, that there's a denial of institutional flexibility to permit compliance with orders. This is in relation to Ken Ofori-Atta's request for a video interview rather than the in-person.
Right.
They thought that under the circumstances, and also regarding the fact that they had said that he was, it was on grounds of ill health, he should have been given that opportunity so that when he recovers fully, he returns to the jurisdiction. That's why they made the point that at all material moments where he was needed before any forum for interrogation, he appeared. And that they should understand that in this particular context, it's because of ill health that he's unavailable.
So that's what they talk about.